Howdy y'all, Jackson here with Trick Studios, and welcome back to another episode of Outside the Hash. Once again, only one other co-host, which would have been true regardless, but we were a day late because of me, so.
Nate here.
Nate, yep. You ready to kick it off with some fun leagues?
Yes, I am.
Alright, let's...
I wonder who won.
Yes, we will start off with, well, just everything. So, I guess we start off with the championship game. The Greater Toronto Indoor Football League had their championship, and Nate's correct decision of picking the number one seed did work out. The Hit Squad remembered how to score points, and they beat the Supreme team 18-12.
3-7.
Yeah, Kyle somehow thinking people were going to score points in this league. Truly
I think
remarkable.
I think we harassed them into doing that, to be fair, if I remember correctly. Because I don't think he was predicting that high.
Yeah.
It might be for a different league, granted, but...
Yeah. And then in the NorCal League, the Valley Savages beat the Cali Gold 18-6, and the Sharks absolutely murdered the Jets 70-0. So the Jets are playing like the New York Jets right
Jets
now.
Yeah.
And then the Peach State Cats bounced back from their 85-0 loss and beat the Grind to Shine Bandits 44-20.
Grind to Shine kind of goes hard, I won't lie.
Yeah, it's one of those like showcase teams again too. Like Up One Athletics.
Love them.
Yeah.
We love them, chat.
Alright, so we got the Las Vegas Kings independent team versus the Cali Gold.
Cali easy money for me.
I have really no idea. I don't know how. You know, if the Las Vegas Kings actually got to play that game against the Arizona Bandits, you know, maybe then I'd have a better feeling about this. But you know, the Cali Gold aren't great, but I guess they're probably better than generic teams.
To imagine they're better than the Kings.
Yeah, because they're actually in the league.
And Peach State easy money for me too.
You know, Peach State. Yeah, I don't remember how the Carolina Predators did last year, but they're like a real. I'd say they're a real team on that same kind of level. You know, I'll just mix it up. I'll go with Carolina.
No.
So those are those. We go to the AIF. Unfortunately, Cedar Rapids did not actually stream their game, so I don't have any video for my game. Or any information about what happened other than they won. Unfortunately, Kyle is the one that ended up with the good team that streams all their games. So, you know, and then he's never here to actually cover them. But West Michigan beat the Michigan Avengers.
You know,
yeah,
hidden gems, you know?
Yeah, 42-12.
Trying to hide the program.
Yep, and then the Cedar Rapids River Kings beat the Hidden Gems Phenoms 36-0. The Cedar Rapids, you know, they remembered how to score now. This is the good news for Coralville. That means they'll probably beat Hidden Gems when they play them, so you have one win to look forward, Nate.
I'm blessed, but I think the Chads are losing by 65 here. It's not a condition. I'm just
well, gonna be we don't have to pick yet because they don't play for another week.
That's okay.
Yeah,
as we all know anyway.
You're gonna go out on a limb and say West Michigan is gonna win that game, even with a week's prep. You know, in fact, it's been like a month's prep. In fact, the last team they played was West Michigan, so they should be all primed and ready to go. And they only lost by 70 points the last time they played. Do you think they're going to pick up 70 points worth of knowledge?
No, but they'll probably allow 70 more points worth of knowledge.
I mean, they are West Michigan's first road game. Maybe they'll have maybe they'll like rig their bus to constantly have problems. They're in rough shape. And, you know, maybe they'll make that their hot water doesn't work in their locker room or something to try to...
So crowd noise.
Yeah, and then they'll only lose by like 5 touchdowns instead of 10.
Love it.
All right. Well, hopefully Coralville knows how to stream football when that comes around in 2 weeks. Both will be very disappointed. But I'm sure Muskegon Sports Network will actually cover the things. So we'll have that. All right, Major League Rugby. You want to go over your game first?
Sure. All right, get ready for this to be woo cool for days. All right. So you can see my screen, okay?
Yep.
I'm kind of a boomer with the stuff. Okay, cool. This game I'm covering Utah beating Miami. Not really a surprise here, but Utah did bounce back from their loss against Houston. Relatively similar score, no less, just flipped for Utah, winning 36-19. Thoroughly outplaying Miami overall. Although Miami had the possession battle by quite a bit, so I think Miami's just trash. So 4 for 5 in
They
their
did almost lose
conversions.
to Anthem.
That's true. Poverty Miami. Penalty goal also helped them out. So clearly, I think part of the problem was this game is clearly rigged. Look at this once again. 4 penalties to 13. Just sheer utter nonsense. When will any of my teams ever have less penalties than somebody, unless if it's against my own? I don't know, but the script writers are not cooking right now. Jordan Trader led the way with points with 10. He also led the way with tries. Santiago Videla had most carries. And looking at the turnovers, D'Angelo Leula had the most turnovers. Joey Mano had the most turnovers, 1. And then kind of looking here, some of the highlights here, but just comes some penalty cards, and then around the 69th minute, Thomas Berkman scored for Utah, and another try shortly after. Oh, sorry, that's Miami. I guess I got these flipped. Jordan Trainer, Utah was on the road, scored a try within 3 minutes of there. So, yeah, overall, a really easy game for the Warriors, and hopefully they'll continue to cook. So, I think they have a tough matchup though against Seattle here.
Seattle's been kind of trash to start this year too.
They have been trash for sure, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
All right. So I did Chicago for my game because gotta rep my boys. I want a good shot of Houndy McCown face during one of these videos so I can throw him up. Anyway, Chicago started with a penalty kick there to go up 3-0. But Old Glory would get the first try with a little stretch there. But Chicago would be able to respond here in the 18th minute. They'd go up 10-0, and then eventually they'd go up here to go 23-5. They'd pretty much roll from there, but here towards the end of the game in the 73rd minute, DC would make it at least a 1-score game, but it'd be too little too late. Chicago would end up winning 30-26. Other scores, so from around Seattle beat New England 27-24.
The week before, I think.
Oh.
Because Seattle lost to
okay,
LA.
Yes, that's the last one. San Diego, then. No, that's also 1 week. Okay,
Chicago
will glory the first one this week.
Yeah.
Okay. New England beat NOLA 35-31. Utah has beat Miami, as you showed, and then LA beat Seattle. That was a big shock, to be honest. Anyways, the stat lines for my game. Points leader, Perry Humphrey, so Old Glory had the highest score, but you had your 13 and 10 coming from the Chicago players. Meters made, I think, was Humphreys as well. Who had the most? Chicago had the most turnovers. The split even on turnovers 1 though. Where's tackles? Corey Daniels had the most tackles with 27. I guess that really tells you when they have a lot of tackles, that probably means you're losing. Yeah, 54% possession. It was played mostly in their territory, but
more
yeah.
tackles this time around. But yeah,
Penalty goals is
pretty
your
much
difference.
90% of the
Yeah,
time.
penalty goals is your difference because
That's
Old
that's
Glory actually
insane.
had more tries,
More chances. Yeah.
but when you lose 3-0 to penalty goals, that's a 9-point swing there. And definitely
Did I say 19 penalties? 18.
9-18. So,
Wow.
yeah,
18 is crazy.
I'll take the dub. A win's a win, so I'm happy with that. So Chicago is leading the standings. So good, good tiebreaker to have there with getting a win.
That is some crazy standings we got going on right
San
now.
Diego is undefeated, so and they have the most points in the league at 20. So shout out to Anthem, 0-4 with negative 73-point differential. We love to see it, right?
Freaking insane.
Some leaders, you got a LA guy, Christian, with most points scored, Joey Mano with most tries, Damien Hoyland with your most meters made. Who has the most tackles? Bradley Wilkins with 69. Nice.
Winning the turnover battle out here.
Yeah.
My boy, Neil Trainer. Blind David over there.
Yeah. We're winning both the turnovers one and just straight turnovers,
Done right.
We love to see it. All right. So I can close out that and we can head over to the actually we can make our picks, obviously. I guess SRS.
For the most part.
Yeah, SRS. Houston has the top SRS right now, kind of surprising.
I mean, our loss wasn't great, but our wins have been pretty. We beat Seattle. We beat Utah handily.
Yeah.
And then I forgot who our third one was, but they were all quality wins. So I think being the top might be a little surprising, but being that high is not.
Yeah. All right. Let's head over to week 6. Okay.
I'm sticking with the Free Jacks here.
New England, they're 2-2.
They're pretty mid. Both teams are pretty mid.
Kind of mid.
But I'll stick with the defending champs.
Yeah, because actually Old Glory's home. I'll go Old Glory. I'll use the Pat method to tiebreak my feelings there.
Houston.
I'll definitely go Houston.
I'm sticking with NOLA.
Even with LA coming off a win, I think San Diego stays undefeated.
This is my last chance of giving Seattle here, but I just feel like unless if they've lost a lot of key players, I don't
remember when.
I'll give them one more chance. So I just find it hard to believe Seattle's going to start the year 1-4.
Utah's playing well. I'll give Utah the benefit of the doubt here. Yeah, we all went 3-1, so the standings haven't really changed. Alrighty. Go on to the NAL, and you have a game for that, right?
Let me
you have the beef.
Okay. Going over to Omaha versus Colorado. Show me the beef. Am I right? Early concerns that Omaha might be washed. So far, beating the allegations. Definitely not looking like the team they were 2 years ago. But they did handily take down Colorado 33-12. Colorado just needs a whole new team. As you can tell, 5 turnovers. Quarterback situation over there is not looking great. Of course, Lorenzo Brown has not looked stellar either. Another game where he's throwing 50% or lower.
Yep, ship his ass back to Sioux Sioux Falls.
I 100% agree, but he did get 2 touchdowns through the air. Jeff Mack was kind of the star of the show offensively for Omaha with 40 yards and a couple touchdowns. Lorenzo did get a rushing um, touchdown on the ground, so 12 yards there. Overall, I mean, Omaha did not get a ton of yards in this game. Terribly outplayed through just total yards of offense overall. Colorado just,
Couldn't hold on the ball.
was shooting themselves in the foot, and do my eyes deceive me? Did one of my teams win the penalty battle?
Oh my goodness!
It's about time. Colorado had 14 penalties, which is insane for an indoor game for 80 yards. So 5 turnovers and 14 penalties will do it for you. Only 5 for Omaha. Now I'm going to assume decent field position for the most part for Omaha, considering how many turnovers were here. So that probably also affected their total yards here. But overall, good dub. And Omaha looking to keep the regular season and postseason streak alive. So that game felt a bit reassuring that they're still the cream of the crop, or at least top of the this league.
Yeah. I just imagine the beef GM is ringing up Tommy or ringing up Tommy Armstrong every week, like, hey, how'd your surgery go? Are you interested in maybe coming back and playing football? Pretty please.
Did you poop you?
Yep. All right, NAL. I did Idaho versus Sioux City for my game. It did not go good for me. So, so here it is. Sioux City getting the first score of the game. Then you can see that things would not be going good for Idaho. This isn't a touchdown play, but it's kind of indicative of just how bad Sioux City was beating up on Idaho. They did score a touchdown before halftime, though, so, nearly as time expired. But yeah, too little, too far too late. 46-14. So, yeah. Your other score around the league, the Carolina Cobras beat the Wheeling Miners 41-26. Stats for my game, not great. Both quarterbacks that came in and played for Idaho had less than 50% completions. Both threw a pick. Kyler Henson being the only real bright spot for Idaho. 5 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
Freaking brutal.
Yeah. Sioux City, easy game for them. Andrew Prohask killing it in his 12th season or whatever. Fred Bruno, your other 10-year vet, only had 1 catch though. I think he had 2 carries and a touchdown, so he did score. But yeah, got absolutely smoked him. So standings, I don't know why they don't have Omaha as 1 right now, because they should be. I guess it's just point differential. But yeah. I still like how they have Corpus Christi on here, despite the fact they're in a different league. And we got our stat leaders. Grant Russell is your current passing leader because he's played 2 games. Aaron Akins, your rushing leader as a quarterback. And he only played half that game for Colorado before getting swapped out because he was ass. David Powell, your receiving leaders. Icy Grandy, tackle leader. Sam Hammond, sack leader. You have a guy with 3 picks already.
We love it.
In 2 games.
We love it, Trey.
Yeah. And kicking some butt. All right. We got the AF1 up next, or I guess we got to make our picks. Duh. Carolina Cobras versus Columbus Lions. I'm gonna believe in my boys.
Um,
If Marcus Brooks can read this level of defensive backs, I think they should be good because I feel like their two top wide receivers can play in this league. So it all comes down to the quarterback for Columbus.
well, I'll just mix it up. I'll go Carolina. We'll see what happens. I feel like Columbus probably's got it, but I just need to see him play on this level first.
Okay, I am going to go Wheeling. I think both these teams are bad, but I think Wheeling is less bad.
Shreveport got that dub against Sioux City, so I'm rocking with Shreveport.
No, it was the Beaumont that won.
Beaumont?
Shreveport got smoked by Omaha.
Yeah, I'm not doing that then. Give me Wheeling.
The Wheeling.
Oops.
You're mixing up your expansion teams. All right. You and Kyle both went 3-0. I went 2-1 because I believed in the downfall of the beef. But apparently that was over exaggerated.
How dare you?
Yeah, you know. All right, now we can head to the AF1.
Okay. Sure again. Yep, we're good. Well, I guess I'll just share the entire screen. I don't care. It's just easier that way. Okay. So the game I had was Billings at Oregon, and thanks to a certain team folding, Billings was able to get a new quarterback and absolutely cook Oregon. So 78-36 is the final. Good start for the defending champs. Going over to team stats here. We did have the audacity to bring in two quarterbacks here, although
Fail is the one that's from Orlando.
Okay, well,
I guess Wingle
Sale's a bum then.
So he's only been there like 5 days.
Yeah, still a bum.
You also got one of your wide receivers, Rosario, is also from Orlando.
And we'll see in a second. Rosario, yeah, well, he had 2 touchdowns, so he's not a bum. But Wingle did carry. So he was like 32 for 43, something like that. 8 yards pass.
He was
4
21
touchdowns.
of 32. It's completion first, percentage, incompletes, interceptions attempts.
Whatever. It's a retarded site, respectively.
Yeah,
who in the world does it this way?
All of the indoor leagues, because they all use Football Shift, and that's how Football Shift organizes their stats.
It's horrible.
It is. I don't need to know how many completions you had. I can just do the math in my head if I want.
Agreed. Yeah, I guess I read that as a total. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, yeah, he said 4 touchdown passes, 3 rushing touchdowns for Sean McFarland, and 1 for Kenneth Brewer.
He was player of the week.
McFarland would make sense. He kind of cooked. 13 carries, 67 yards.
He had 2 receiving touchdowns too.
And yeah, 27 yards, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. So he was busy for us overall.
Shout out to not recording defensive stats. Who needs those?
Yeah, screw defensive stats. It would have been really nice to know if one of our guys may have had 3 interceptions or something. Obviously, he didn't do that because we do at least know there's only 1 pick thrown by.
No, that was Salina throwing all the interceptions.
That's true. That's true. He did throw three touchdowns to his credit, but could have guessed those are is this the dagger kind of moment. Great rushing stats here, by the way. for Marquise Sampson
Those are
and
Columbus
Parker
Lions numbers.
Lampley. Elite rushing totals. But Marcus Sampson was busy through the air, and so was Maurice Ashley. So, sort of throwing the ball relatively well. So, looks like they missed the PAT too. So, they had a bad day.
Womp womp.
Overall, get dunked on Oregon, and let's go Billings. So, okay, I'm retarded. Come on. Top it.
All right.
There we go. Jeez.
Pull up my AF1 game. So I did Corpus Christi versus Salina. So here's how the scoring started. This is a theme of the game. Imagine the Benny Hill theme playing, because this is all the highlights.
Insane. What the heck happened, man?
Well, you have a different quarterback than you did last year, too. This is a guy who was with him like 2 years ago. Corpus Christi won 40-12. Easy dub. Gotta get those wins in before you fold. So, yeah. Javon Kilgo, 6 interceptions. That's gonna kill you. That's why you lose.
Javon, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Yeah. Also, no defensive stats. Shout out. Fred Payton Jr. for Corpus Christi. 9 of 24. Yeah, so he can't. His completion percentage under 50. Under 50%. Like I said, he was not good last year for the 3 teams he played for. Still, not good. But when the other guy is just giving you the ball, and it's not hard to score points. Darius Prince being the best player on the field, 6 receptions, 86 yards, only 1 touchdown though. If he was playing for Albany, he probably would have had 5 touchdowns. So, maybe he shouldn't have left Albany. Other scores around the league. The one other game that happened this week, Southwest Kansas beat Washington 63-33. So Southwest Kansas is 2-0. So here's all the baby divisions with only 3 or 2 teams in them. I don't know why they still have divisions. And our stat leader is Jalen Morton is your passing leader because he's played 2 games. He's also your rushing leader because he's played 2 games. Deshaun Williams is your receiving leader, 137 yards. And here's some defensive stats, I guess, that did get put in. Ryan Hughes had 11 tackles, Joe Golden had 2 sacks, and Michael Lawson had 3 picks. So we do have a guy with 3 picks in 2 games. He just plays for the Storm.
Yeah, I think it was already at 3. I think he had I don't think he had one in last.
Yeah.
Their second
Too
game.
bad. Corpus Christi didn't put in their defensive stats because somebody had to have multiple, right? And there's 6 of them.
Literally. Bro, someone just hired me to just track their stats. It's not hard. I would love to do it.
Yeah, you're only 5 hours away from Corpus Christi.
I could do a remote.
Yeah. I'll watch it on the internet.
Just give me a free stream. I got it. Lock it in.
Yeah. All right, and we can go. I guess we'll do the AFL, and then we'll do the IFL stuff.
Is there not anything for Pick'em?
Oh yes, Pick'em. Duh, I'm stupid. You keep me in track, Nate. You remind me to do things.
Yeah, keep me in track for being dumb, and I'll keep you in track for
Albany. Even if Southwest Kansas is 2-0.
Albany, lock it in.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
I had no idea.
Washington is so bad, and or the Oregon team last year with 3-0, but 2 of their wins were against Washington before they folded.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. So
okay, yeah, give me Oregon.
So I'm gonna go Oregon.
Give me Oregon. I had no idea when I was putting that together originally. I'm going. They're playing each other again.
Let me check. That might be wrong. The game might have just been moved. Did I forget? No, they literally are just playing back-to-back weeks.
I think I know who I'm taking.
So stupid.
Yeah, I'm going Corpus Christi.
Yeah, we're going Corpus Christi.
I'm gonna be so mad if all of a sudden Selena just beats him by like 30.
They're gonna switch quarterbacks and suddenly they're gonna be great.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Because let's be honest, outside of the picks, Corpus Christi didn't look that great. All right, now we can go to the AF1. You know, because Corpus Christi doesn't have a quarterback either. He's just not throw 6 interceptions. Good.
All right. Well, we are going to go over. Screw it. I'll run the risk, and if it doesn't stream well, then let me know and I'll switch it.
Shut up, Fritz Cray.
We're gonna look at team stats. That's the one thing I wanted to have up, but yeah. So all my teams lost this week. Every last one of them.
All 5 or 6 of them, or whatever it is.
All 6. So really quickly, yeah. It's I literally had to pick the best of the worst, and this ironically was second best loss. The Melbourne Demons losing by 3 to the Giants is probably better, but considering how well North Melbourne did compared to the rest of my squads, had to share some love to my overall favorite team. So lost to the Bulldogs 97-113 for the first time in forever. A pretty respectable score for North Melbourne. Looks like they might be slowly figuring out how to score. And, defense is still really bad, but it's less really bad.
Yeah.
It's just really, really bad. It used to be really, 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 really bad. So yeah, really, difference was a couple more goals there. So disposal efficiency roughly the same. Both teams were relatively efficient. I mean, it was a competitive game. It had more disposals inside the 50. That played a big factor, though. Bulldogs were inside there a bit more. Did have more hitouts, so we'll take that. In terms of possession, we did have a few more turnovers. I do remember those are both relatively low. I've seen North Melbourne hit like 80 or 90 before, so 54 is cleaning it up. So and kept it within reason in the possession battle, within 3 points. Did not end, the fourth quarter very well, but they did. I guess I don't know what quarter they're referring to because the last 10 minutes was close, but actually had more marks inside the 50 and one more mark. So we never had a lead, though.
Rough.
Tragic. But overall, yeah, 3 less goals was really the main difference. If you can convert one of these, if you convert 2 of those behinds, you get the dub. Well, actually, no, you'd still lose by 1 behind. But it was a really close game for their standards. And overall,
slightly more accurate.
Pretty proud of the boys, looking a little bit better. Definitely played better than most of my squads. So, I'll hand it over to you.
All right. I had a blowout for mine, so good game here for the Magpies. Though Port Adelaide would get the first score of the game, so on a good backhanded pass there to get the first goal. But here is the Magpies scoring their first goal, an absolute missile from way outside. Here they are scoring just past the quarter century mark. And here they are passing the half-century mark and scoring, so some good passing work there. And here they are passing 100. Just a little dink it in there, almost kind of like soccer goal. 136-45, so easy win.
Yeah, pretty embarrassing for my boys.
Yeah.
And for the alleged worst fan base in the league.
Obviously, Port Adelaide had just committed to the bit. 6 goals to 9 behind. So.
Nice.
Yeah, but 21 goals. Well, if you're giving up 21 goals, you're probably losing.
Oh man. There are a lot of good comments in the Port Adelaide X section. I'm really excited.
I'd imagine. Yeah, efficiency, 53 inside 50
Wow.
to 40%. That's good.
Yeah, 39 is really bad.
Possession was pretty much even. Not winning marks. Not winning contested marks. And then not making your goals. Hey, they had a lead.
8 minutes.
Yep. And they scored first, so they had the biggest lead. Their biggest lead was 6 minutes, or 6 points, Yeah. Absolute smoke show. Other scores around the league. Richmond beat Carlton. That's kind of surprising because Richmond was not good at all last year. Hawthorn beat Aston. Geelong handled Fremantle. Brisbane, Sydney had a good defensive battle there, repeat of the championship. And the 2 games we covered. Adelaide smoked St Kilda. Rip. GWS eked by Melbourne. Oops. And then Gold Coast smoked West Coast in a battle of coasts. Standing leaders, your top 8 are all the teams that have won except for Brisbane. Rip. And then outside the 8 is everybody else. And your stat leader. What?
They were 12th! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah. Almost there.
Behind a team that's 0-2 is devious work.
Yeah.
My life is pain.
Stat leaders, Jai Caldwell is our fantasy points per game leader. Ben King is your gold leader. Noah Anderson is your disposals per game. Harry Himmelberg is your marks leader. Yep, alright. Let's meant to make our picks.
I have no idea what to make of this right now.
Yeah.
Hawthorne's kind of cooking right now.
Hawthorne is
for
2-0, so I'll go with the hot hands and Hawthorne.
I'm probably going to go with Hawthorne as well.
Okay. Collingwood won, so I can go back to trusting them.
I'll go Magpies as well.
I believe Adelaide won and Eston lost, so I'll go with the hot team.
Who did Eston play?
Eston lost to Hawthorn.
Give it a shot with Eston.
Oops. Here we go, Eston.
Oh god.
I guess Richmond won, so I'll stick with the hot teams until they lose.
I'll give Port Adelaide another shot.
All right. I'm gonna go Geelong.
I'll go Geelong.
I'm gonna go Brisbane.
I'll go Brisbane.
I'll go.
Oh.
Yeah, I won't pick the Demons, so I'll go with North Melbourne.
God's plan. I'm going North Melbourne too, baby. Let's go.
Sydney's not gonna start 0-3, right?
The Magpies did,
Yeah.
but who did the Dockers even play?
They got smoked by Geelong.
Oh, yeah. I'll go Sydney.
All right. And after 0-2 start to start the year, easy week. We're all above 500 for the season.
Thank the Lord.
So, good show. All right. IFL previews. I have the video. So, tell me when you got it up.
Okay, it's up.
All right. 3, 2, 1. The nation's longest-running
Wait.
indoor football league is back for season 16. Well, technically 25 if you count the COVID year and its predecessor league. But even with its longevity, it is not immune to the hardships of indoor football, losing 3 teams to dormancy this past off-season. The Duke City
Intense
Gladiators,
football league goes
Frisco
hard.
Fighters, and Sioux Falls Storm.
Yeah.
Both the Fighters and Storm came as a bit of a shock
They
to
should have stayed
fans,
the Intense
as the
Football
Fighters have
League.
been one of the most consistently
I
competitive
agree.
teams since their founding in 2021, and the Storm was one of the nation's oldest franchises, having been founded in 2000 and been a founding member of the league and 7-time league
Would you like my
champion.
bracket?
Love
I drew
the
it
bracket.
myself.
However,
I love
was not
it.
as
I
surprising,
love it.
having struggled since shipping away
Beautiful.
quarterback Nate Davis in 2023. The Arizona Rattlers
What was
are
it?
the
The
league's reigning
Red
champions
I guess the Red.
and one of the most
Lost
iconic
them.
indoor franchises in the nation. Based out of the Phoenix area, the Rattlers have history dating all the way back to 1992 in the original Arena
of
Football
winning.
League, where they collected
Yeah,
5
a lot of
Arena Bowls
championships.
before making the jump to the
losing
IFL
in the
in 2017, where they have
Not
collected an
that I didn't
additional
know
2
that,
championships, counting just this
It's almost
past
like
season.
they're the
Coached by one of the
oldest
nation's
indoor
longest
team.
tenured coaches, Kevin Guy, who has been with the team since 2008 and has indoor experience as both
The
a player
Reds are
and
the
coach
oldest
dating all the way
MLB
back to
team.
1996.
Surely they'd have the most
Having
rings
lost
then, right?
last year's starting quarterback Dalton Snead to retirement, they've returned
Lot
an old
less
faithful,
stable
three-time
of
league
an
MVP
ecosystem
Drew
for indoor
Powell,
football.
who spent this last season
Yeah,
in the
I know,
2024
I know.
AFL reboot, completing 108 of his 160 passes for 1,312 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in
28
6 games
playoff
for the Orlando
appearances,
Predators. They've also
wild.
picked up wide receiver and
Yeah,
return
they-
specialist
they've
Elijah
missed it
Lilly,
Last
three
missed in
times.
what,
517 yards and 7 touchdowns on 44 receptions
COVID
last
doesn't
season,
count
to
because
go
they
along
probably
with
would have made
over
it.
1,000 yards.
They
and
were
yards
actually on
for
pace
through return.
missing last
Well, on
year,
defense,
of
they have
course.
signed defensive back Devontae
Was it
Merriweather,
Yeah,
Dalton
who
Snead?
received both
Yeah,
Defensive
we
Player of the
did.
Year and
Yeah.
All-League honors throughout his soon-to-be 7-year tenure with the team. Regular season, the Bay Area Panthers did
On
not
pace
take a
to
step
missing
back
to
from the
winning it.
championship
Just
season in
Arizona
2023,
things.
Yeah.
garnering the league's best record at 13-3, though falling early in the postseason. Hailing from San Jose, they continue a history of arena success in
1-15
the
to
Bay
winning a
Area,
championship is
first started
devious
by the
work.
iconic San Jose
Northern
State
Arizona
That-
does that
though
too.
they would initially suffer an
That's
abysmal
crazy.
inaugural season in
And
2022,
yet, what
where
is
they won
Frisco
just their
doing?
inaugural game before losing
Go
the next
13-3
15.
every week,
They have
every
not
year,
looked
then
back.
lose the
Every
first round.
Coached by
year, and then
third-year
they
head coach
fold
Rob Keefe,
bombs.
he looks to sustain their success and make it back to the championship. They too have the task of replacing last
Not a
year's
fan
starting
of San
quarterback,
Antonio's first
as he was
matchup.
lured away in free agency.
Like I
They have,
even
however,
took San
managed
Antonio
to do
initially,
similar,
Well, their first game
luring
is actually
reigning
against
Rookie of the
Tulsa.
Year
It's just Bay
quarterback
Area,
Josh
like
Jones
fun.
to the squad.
Oh, okay.
Last season, he managed to
That's
compile
good.
nearly 3,000 yards, 56 touchdowns, and only
Does this
7
mean they're on
interceptions,
pace for
while adding an additional 21 scores
15
on the
and
ground.
1 and then
To pair
16
with
and
him,
0?
they have signed former FCS All-American Tyrese Chambers and
I
Temple
think-
product Amada Anderson.
The problem with
And on
San
defense, they
Antonio
have
is they don't have
re-signed second-team
Castronova anymore,
All-League
so I have
DB,
no idea if
I
their
know.
offense can even be good.
Additionally, they sort of also have an ace up
Probably
But their
their
not.
defense was so
as two
bad last
defensive
year.
linemen are away on CFL
It's
contracts,
horrible.
and
And the only
Elias
reason their
Bell
offense
and
was any
Damon
good is
Williams,
because they had Castronova.
and they will reclaim those rights if
My
they are
glorious
released.
Pookie
The Fishers
Castronova.
Freight are the new kids on the block. That being said, they found themselves an old head to lead the way. Dixie Wooten, a 2-time IFL Coach of the Year and 2-time MVP coacher, was named as the first head coach in team history. Located in the Indianapolis suburb of Fishers, they share ownership with the local East Coast Hockey League team, and are the area's first major indoor team since the Indiana Firebirds closure in 2004. At quarterback, they have brought in Sam Houston State product Keegan Shoemaker, who threw for over 2,500 yards and 15 touchdowns in 2023. They then signed former 2023 All-League wide receiver JT Stokes, who has collected over 50 touchdowns in his IFL career. And on defense, they signed 2023 second-team All-League defensive lineman Jalen Swan, away from Quad City. The Green Bay Blizzards surprised last season, completing their first double-digit win season in over a decade. Head coach Corey Robinson getting his second winning
Here's the
season
sad,
and Coach of the
Green
Year
Bay.
award as he heads into his 7th year with the team.
Most recent half of
Moving
their
to the
lifespan.
IFL in 2010,
My
the Blizzards
goodness.
themselves date back
They used
to
to be a good
2003
team.
through the AF2.
I guess they were good
And
last
indoor
year.
football as a whole in Green Bay dates back to
They finally figured
1998
it
with
out.
the Green Bay Bombers of the Professional Indoor Football
Good
League,
fan
an
base.
original indoor
Yeah.
football league. On offense, they have made
I mean, what else
key
are you gonna do in
retentions
Green Bay?
in quarterbacks Max Maylor and receivers Harry Ballard,
Cool
Demetrius
team name,
Moore,
too.
and Lowell Parton, who combined for over 150
Might not make the
receptions,
most sense for
nearly
Green Bay
2,000 yards, and
specifically,
35
but they get
touchdowns.
enough stuff.
While bringing
Yeah, they're
back
high
former
enough.
two-time
They're
All-League
northern enough.
DB Mawandu Mabai, who spent the last 2 seasons as a member of the Massachusetts
They
Pirates.
did bring back most of their
Though
players,
not
so they
technically
should
the
be
same
good.
Iowa Barnstormers that were once
kinda
led by
figured.
NFL Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, the revived Barnstormers have now lasted more than twice as long, heading into
Coolest
their
name in the
18th
league.
season. After
The
a great
Barnstormers,
5-year
they have
stretch from
some
2017
of the
to
best-
2022 that
some of the best
included a
helmets in
championship
football,
and
too.
2 MVPs,
When
the
I
team has hit
think
a rough
Iowa
patch these last 2
Barnstormers,
seasons,
I think
going
secondhand
combined
Lions.
8-24. Head
Freaking
coach Dave
phenomenal
Moggensen
movie.
enters his 4th year with the team and hopes to rekindle that success. Having had trouble under center these last few years, they have done a complete reset, bringing in rookies Niles McLaughlin and Joaquin Calazo. McLaughlin coming by
I
way
have no
of
idea if
in-state
either one of the
Wartburg
quarterbacks they
College,
brought
where
in
he
is
was
gonna
a
be good. They
two-time
might be bad
all-conference
again if
player
neither one turns
with a
out.
career 68 touchdowns, and Calazo coming
Bank on
from
them
Bethel
not doing
University,
well
where he
until
was a
they
2-year
shock us
starter,
all.
Yeah.
passing for a career
And figure it
66
out.
You need a
touchdowns.
quarterback
To
in
pair
indoor
with whoever
football, or
wins
else
the
you're just
job,
bad.
they have retained the services of Kion
I
Williams,
guess that's true pretty
who
much.
hauled
And
in
it,
66
all
receptions
levels of
for
football,
840 yards and 18 touchdowns last season.
unless you're
They
Michigan, then you
also
can
made
just
their
run the
biggest
ball.
signing, retaining 2024 Special Teams Player of the Year kicker Gabe Rui, who made 20 field goals, 70 PATs, and 12 deuces for the team last year. The Jacksonville Sharks made their long sought-after entrance into the IFL this past season, after a 7-year-long exodus in the National Arena League after their exit from the Arena Football League. Founded in 2010 as a member of the new Arena Football League, their transition from arena ball to indoor ball did not go as smoothly as now third-year head coach Jason Gibson would have liked, going from NAL
Thank God they
champion
started
to 5-11
3-1.
and outside
Yeah,
the playoffs. Though things did turn around
This is one of
at
the
end
teams that Fred
season,
Payton was bad on.
with the key signing of quarterback Caleb Barker, who went 3-1 down the stretch, with 538 yards and 14 touchdowns, and whose services have been retained.
Facing tougher
They have
comp.
also went
Yeah.
out of their way
The
to
other-
improve
the
their
other one
backfield
was,
with the signing of the league's
the
sole
Oklahoma
1,000-yard
team in,
rusher
the
in
NAL
Jimmy
that was
Robinson,
he
as
was
well
bad
as the
on them,
league's
too.
third leading running back in Eddie
Right.
Vander, for a backfield with a combined 1,700 yards and 57 touchdowns last season. While on defense, they have made a complete overhaul, including the signing of all-league defensive lineman Noah Lyles, away from Tulsa. The Massachusetts Pirates had moderate success in their first season
I
in
should have gotten
Lowell,
the red
before
logo.
getting hot in the postseason but falling in the title game. Founded in 2018
That is
in
funny.
Worcester, Massachusetts for the NAL, the Pirates have always been successful, not once suffering a losing season, and winning the title in their first season
They're like
in the
the
IFL in
Giants.
2021. First-year head coach Fred Griggs will have a little bit of work
Just
ahead of him,
mid,
as he
but
has to
they
replace longtime starting quarterback
are
Alejandro
relatively
Benefiel, who
competent in the
retired this
playoffs.
past
Yeah.
offseason. But he has seemed to have done it with the signing of former USFL starter Kenji Behar. They have also made his job easy by retaining the three-headed attack of wide receivers
They did
Thomas
lose their
Owens,
running back,
Theo
though.
Redding, and Isaac Zicko, who combined for 149 receptions for just over 1,700 yards and 43
I feel
touchdowns
like they'll
last
still be
year.
alright.
And on defense, they were able to convince former NFL first-round pick and heart of the defense Matt Elam to forego retirement and return for another year. The Northern Arizona Wranglers shocked the indoor world 2 years ago when they went from worst to first, winning the IFL National Championship in just their second season. Based out of Prescott
they went
Valley,
1-13
they are the
before
league's
winning the
second of
championship.
3 Arizona franchises,
They weren't
and the
advanced.
location's third indoor team in its history, after the
It's-
Arizona
Let's
Adrenalites
be
have played
honest,
2
they would have
seasons,
been as
one in
bad.
2008 in the
The
American
funniest
Indoor
thing with that
Football
Bay Area
Association,
one, going back
and
to
the
that,
other in
is that they won
2011
their first
in the
game and then
IFL,
lost the next 15.
and the Arizona Outlaws, who played in 2012 in the AIF. This offseason, they hired 2-time AFL Coach of the Year, Ron James, to lead the team. With him, they have done a complete roster overhaul. First with the quarterback competition between Kentucky Wesleyan's Christian Armabide, who is coming off a season as the Finnish Maple League's Offensive Player of the Year, where
Shout out
he
to
threw for just
Finland.
under 3,500 yards and 38 touchdowns, and Arizona native DJ Fowler, who spent last season in Norway, where he
Shout
put
out
up a
to Norway.
22 touchdown and only 2 interception campaign. Well, the new receiving core includes KV Vaughn out of Mexico's LFA,
Shout
in
out to the
2023
Cuddios.
Packers camp invite Jadakis Bonds, and former Iowa Hawkeye Arlen Bruce. While on defense, the hiring of an ex-Quad City staff member allowed them to acquire DBs Bikembe Kearney and Gregory Filler. The Quad City Steamwheelers took a step back last season, though this was not surprising as they lost their only signal caller they've ever known in quarterback E.J. Hilliard. Based in Moline, Illinois, and founded in 2018, they get their name from the original AF2 franchise that was owned by arena inventor Jim Foster that lasted from 2000 to 2009. Longtime head coach Corey Ross seems to have steadied the ship, though, as they signed former league MVP DeQuan Neal to take over under center. To pair with him, they have retained longtime target Avon Rudd, who's
They
accumulated
unfortunately also lost the running
3,700
back.
yards, 61 touchdowns, and one All-League selection in his team Wheeler's career. The Wheelers have also retained All-League kicker Kyle Kaplan, who kicked 27 field goals, 74 PATs, and 2 deuces last season. The San Antonio Gunslingers lived up to their name in their first season in the IFL, with the league's second highest scoring offense, but the league's worst scoring defense, as they too struggled to make the conversion from arena to indoor ball, but finished with a record of 8-8. They get their name from the former USFL franchise. Originally founded as a member of the American Arena League in 2021, they made the move to the NAL for the past 2 seasons, before finally making the jump to the IFL. And with this season of play, they will become the longest-running indoor team in the city's history, as the AFL's San Antonio Talents only lasted 4.
But I think
Second-year head
Tulsa,
coach Tom
at
Manap
least.
will, however, have to do it without his safety blanket
You're not
and
gonna like
IFL
my
Offensive Player of
return
the
of
Year,
losing money
Sam
with Jackson,
Castronova,
then.
as he made his move back to Albany and Arena Football 1, and his replacement is currently up in the air. That being said, the receiving corps is still in good hands, as they retained All-League player Daquan Murray and poached Glenn Gibbons from the Rattlers. And on defense, they even made improvements, signing 2024 Defensive Player of the Year for Various Rivers. The San Diego Strike Force continue to trend in the correct direction. Their 10-6 record, their best yet. Playing their first season in 2019, they looked to fill the void left by the Chargers' absence, becoming the third indoor team from the area after the AF2's Riptide and NIFL's Shockwave. Third-year head coach Taylor Gunnither made the first move to keep it heading in the right direction by re-signing veteran indoor quarterback Nate Davis, who threw for 74 touchdowns last season. They then added veteran kicker Ernesto Locoyo, who had even spent time in the spring leagues of the AAF and XFL, and then added all-league DB Elijah Reed, who tallied up 93 tackles, 2 interceptions, 10 pass deflections, and 4 forced fumbles last season. The Tucson Sugar Skulls look to bounce back from the franchise's worst ever season since their founding in 2019 as the area's first ever major indoor team. First-year head coach Billy Back looks towards veteran leadership to help rebound, with the signing of former 2-time league MVP Charles McCollum at quarterback, who has thrown for over 350 touchdowns in his career and ran for another 80. They also signed dynamic running back and former All-League player Devontae Saplinch, who is most famously the brother of the former Seattle Star. The Tulsa Oilers enter their third season and are primed for their best yet. Founded in 2023, they were the area's first indoor team since the AFL's Tulsa Towns left for San Antonio in 2012, named after the ECHL team with whom they share an ownership group. Third-year head coach Marvin Jones has made quite the splash picking up the pieces of the Frisco Fighters' dormancy, most notably with the signing of former league MVP TJ Edwards at quarterback, but also with the signing of wideout Cole Blackman. To pair with him, they also brought back one of the team's leading targets in Joshua Crockett. On defense, they were also able to bring back lockdown corner Katron Allen, who had 11 pass breakups last season. The Vegas Nighthawks are the final team for this upcoming season, and the third owned by a hockey ownership group, though this one is obviously the strongest, as they share ownership with the NHL's Golden Knights. 2024 marked the first winning season from Mike Davis's squad, that first arrived in 2022, filling a void left since the Las Vegas Outlaws collapsed in 2015. They look to have another strong season, retaining much of their roster, most importantly reigning league MVP Jerome Johnson, but also all-rookie linebacker Makeel Calhoun. They also brought back an all-league and an all-rookie offensive lineman in Moses Mallory and Kevin Toot. Season kicks off this Friday as the Jacksonville Sharks take on the Massachusetts Pirates on the league's new controversial streaming service, the IFL Network. Paywall's behind a $30 season pass or $10 monthly pass, so there is at least a 30-day free trial. The regular season will last 19 weeks, followed by an 8-team playoff, where 4 teams would come from each conference, and culminate in the 2025 IFL National Championship on August 23rd in Tucson, Arizona. Alrighty. Let me pull back. So, that is the IFL preview. You got any statements to say? How you feel about your teams?
Well, hopefully they just don't fold. That's all I got.
That's a big ask in indoor football.
It is a big ask, but I feel like it's relatively more sustainable in this league.
I
So
feel like Sioux Falls will come back. I don't know
they will.
about Frisco because the reason why they went dormant is because their owner is ill.
Their owner is a bum. Well, I dropped him anyway.
Yeah, after the baby Gronk incident of 2024.
Yeah. Screw the baby Gronk incident. They're dead to me.
All right. We have the LFA. I feel like we should add a weekly bit where we see if the schedule's posted. How you feeling?
I like that bit.
You feeling good or are you feeling bad?
Considering it's this calendario 2024, not feeling good.
Let's see. Click. Ah, still missing. Still Esperalo.
I'm getting scared.
Well, it's turned into a women's flag league. That's why the top is now, right? You know. Tudo, Torrendo, de flag, football, femenil, professional. All right, and I felt like it would be a good bit to bring back losing money with Jackson. I already made my bet, but it logged me out because I did it how many hours ago? Taking Tulsa at minus 1.5 over San Antonio because I have a feeling that their defense is still bad, and I just don't think without TJ Edwards they're gonna be, or without Sam Castronova, they're gonna be able to score as much as they did. Well, I have faith in TJ Edwards and Tulsa to at least be able to score in the regular season. Not sure about the postseason. He might be just as much of a choker in the postseason than a Drew Powell. So, I put a $5 bet on Tulsa. So,
Not making our picks. Week one.
oh yes, we can we can make our picks.
Considering the new information, I didn't realize TJ went to Tulsa. I'll take Tulsa.
Okay.
But my other two picks, I will keep the same.
Okay. If this was in Jacksonville, I would take Jacksonville. But since it's in Massachusetts, I'll take the Pirates.
I'd probably do the same. It's
Massachusetts. You still can't play on the road.
100%.
You know what? I'm gonna believe in my boys.
I respect the decision.
They've improved immensely at quarterback because they now have an ex MVP. He's not the quarterback play is not going to make me want to kill myself anymore. All right. This is very competitive in the pick'em.
Yeah, I think Kyle blew it because he was leading. Actually, I think for a good chunk of it, I thought.
Kyle blowing it? I can't believe it.
I think like this is the one league he didn't really mess around in, though.
Yeah.
But
we will see. We'll have to call him up and make him make his pick.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah.
Start cooking. But, well, I got one last bit really quick.
Yep. Because you got to show your poor Adelaide comments, right?
Yes, sir. So we're going to go over here to the Port Adelaide comments of the week. I couldn't really pick one because these are just gold. Let's all laugh at Port Adelaide. This is the one I chuckled at. If you got two quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. That applies here. Port Adelaide has two coaches, so they got none. So I thought that was pretty funny. Clearly, there's something going on with the coaching situation. I'll need to research and look it up next week because it says pick the coach who lost by 91 points. Like, something's going on. I don't know what the heck's going on, but Richmond's cooking you clowns by 50. That might be a little delusional. Is that the same guy twice? No, it's just a really funny screenshot. I thought there was one other one down here, but I think that's about it. That's pretty funny. Embarrassing. Can't believe we got a year of this. Imagine
you.
losing by. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Um, when Ken goes, Cochie's got to go too. What a mess. Okay, yeah. So this comment section is pretty relentless. Not really surprising. It is Aussie fans. So I was really hoping for a copy pasta, a classic L emoji forming. That's pretty good. What the F was that? Insipid succession plans don't work. Make the change now. Yeah, so very uh, happy fan base here, to say the least. So, and I was tempted to look at the Magpies too, but considering you're successful, I don't know what your fan base is like. I don't know the history between the Magpies and Port Adelaide, if there's really a rivalry there or not. I'd assume so because research shows Port Adelaide has the worst fan base in the league. So.
Yeah, everybody hates them.
I so but yeah, that's all I had.
They're like the Eagles,
Darn right there.
except they just didn't win the Super Bowl.
But the Eagles win.
Yeah. All right, you got any closing statements?
I don't,
No.
and my camera is flickering there, so I'm just gonna turn it off.
All right. Well, then we'll see everybody next week, hopefully back on Tuesday. So, bye.